become so hyperfixated on a project that you simply must finish it. You cannot start anything else. You just have to keep going with this project. That is what happened to me in this last week. Hello, if you're new here, my name's Jenny from Inmysparetime Crochet. I have videos every Sunday and every Thursday for my crochet along that I'm running. Thank you for being here. In this week's video, it is all about my granny square blanket. My granny square blanket, yes. I've been living, eating, breathing granny squares this week, and yes, what started as just a little bit of an idea after being inspired by another maker soon became this obsession, and I just had to keep going with it. And a couple of days in, I realized that that's all that was going to happen this week, no other makes at all. Therefore, we have a bit of a vlog style going. So a couple of days in, I decided to document a lot of the process. So I have a couple of videos, a couple of little pictures and things that I recorded just for reels for my Instagram. So I'll be popping those in here so you can see the beginning. What started as just a thought to possibly make a blanket at some point became, I just had to keep going. I was loving the squares. I was loving the color combinations. I've used all stash yarn in Aran weight or a weight 4. I used a 5mm hook, and I'm very, very happy to say that I did finish it in 7 days. Well, I started this time like last Sunday evening, and it's now Sunday afternoon, so I made it in fitting around my job and life, so I'm quite proud of myself. So stick around for my vlog style video this week and see some of the process, and then at the end of the video see the final result of my granny square blanket. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so here we are. It is Wednesday afternoon. I've been able to do a little bit today because I have Wednesdays off work at the moment and I look after my grandson. So while he sleeps, I try and smash out as much as I can. So where I'm up to now, now I should add, I'm using all stash yarn here. I am a big fan of paint box yarns. They're available exclusively from lovecrafts.com. I used to buy this quite a lot pre-COVID because obviously it needs to ship internationally to me, and they used to do free shipping over $100, but unfortunately since the pandemic they no longer do that, which makes shipping very expensive. Either way, I do love the yarn, but I'm very fortunate that I had a lot in my stash. So I'm using, for this blanket, I'm using 15 different colours, and all bar 2 are paint box. So the only 2 that are exceptions are these Stylecraft Special Aran. They're all weight 4 or a medium weight yarn. These are gorgeous as well, but all of the other yarns that I'm using are all paint box, simply Aran. So I'm also using a 5mm crochet hook. So what I am planning is 10 round, if I haven't already said it before, because I'm not sure where this will come in the video, 10 round grannies, and I'm doing 12 of them. So 3x4 is what I imagine, unless when I'm planning it out, if I don't feel it's going to be big enough, I will rethink that and probably make some more. But so far I've finished 2 10 rounds. These are slightly just starting to go a little bit skewed. Normally I would flip my work when I'm making a granny square blanket. However, as I, was only making squares that weren't overly big, I thought it might be okay without flipping, but it's just starting to a little bit, but I think that will sort itself out once I join them, but I will potentially block them for a little bit as well. So that's the first finished 10 round one, and here's the second. Now these are all random. I'm not planning them out as such. The only thing I am trying to do is, try and make sure the colour palette works to an extent. And I'm also trying to make sure that I don't double up colours on certain rounds. So, for example, with round one, I did all different colours. And because I'm using 15 different shades, that was easy because I'm only making 12. So, yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on that. And then, yeah, I'm just picking up a colour, and seeing how I go. So I've got 2 finished 10 rounds. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 7 rounds. So I'll show you these. So 1, 2, I love them all, but some I'm probably a little bit more partial. 3, 4, and 5. So only 3 more rounds to go on each of those. And then I have got 5 that are still at 5 rounds. And these are all quite nice as well. So I've got this one, 3, 4, and I really like this one. I think this is my favourite. I don't know why. I just really like the colours together. But obviously it's going to change a lot when I start adding the other rounds. But I really like it just as it is. I wouldn't mind doing a blanket in those shades actually. But, maybe that's for another time. So that's where I'm at. But, considering I only started on Sunday night and I work, I'm really, really happy with that. I'm going to have to pause so that I can make my next square for my Year of Granny Squares Cal. But, that's only 1 square, so hopefully that won't take too long. It is an intermediate one this week, so a little more complicated, but hopefully I'll have no problem with it. But yeah, I'll try and do another little update when I have progressed a bit more, but who knows? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but hopefully the way it's going, I may have a finished blanket to show you on Sunday, which is amazing considering I only had the idea last Sunday. The only thing I have to decide is what colour. I'm pretty sure I want to do a join as you go, so I've got a specific colour bordering each square and then the whole blanket, and then I'll go from there. But I don't know, I'm just going to see how I go, but I haven't decided. I could potentially do that in white. I could also do it in like a natural colour. I could do it in something like that. I could be really bold, although I don't know if it would work with all of them, but I've got a really beautiful mustard. I love this colour. I don't know. You'll know because you will have seen the thumbnail for this video. But at this point in time on Wednesday afternoon, I don't know yet. So we will see. But who knows what life has in store. I may not even get it finished, but time will tell. Hopefully I will jump back on tomorrow, or what's today? Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow or Friday, and have an update before before Sunday. Yeah, so that you just can see a little bit of the progress. That was the whole point of making this a bit more of a vloggy video. Yeah, that's it for now. I'll jump back on once I have some more progress. Hello. I haven't actually done any vlog style type video for ages, so this feels a bit weird, but we are Friday afternoon now. I'm just home from work, so I'm going to have a few hours to be able to add to my squares, so that's exciting. I think, you know, I don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. However, I feel like I'm tracking quite well to potentially get the blanket done, so we'll see. I'll flick you around and show you where I'm up to. So I have 3 finished 10 round squares. So they're looking really good, I think. Here's just all my stash of 15 colours. And I have, what's that? 9. I have 9 7 round squares here. So I just need to add 3 rounds. Yeah, I need to add 3 rounds to each of these squares, and then I'm going to have all my 10 round squares, and I will be able to get to laying it out. Oh, sorry about that. Then I'll be able to get to laying it out, planning it out, and also finalizing what color I am going to use to join. I think at the moment, I'm still not too sure, but I think at the moment I am leaning towards potentially this this really natural colour. I just think it'd look good, but yeah, we will see. We will see, but I might just set up the camera and then I'll pop on a little bit of a time lapse of just doing some grannies and watching some YouTube or something, and then the next little snippet will probably be when I'm really close to having all these rounds finished. So I'll see you again shortly. Okay, now the light is not great here, apologies for that, but I just wanted to quickly jump on and show you. I have finished 3 more that are now 10 rounds each. So there's that one, I quite like this, and this one. I don't know how I feel about that one, but because there's 2 very different colour situations going on there, but that's okay. I think once it's in a big blanket, I think it's going to look okay. Yes, but that'll be it on camera for tonight, this afternoon. So I'm halfway through. And I just need to finish these 6. And then I'm going to be ready to plan them out and then join them. So this is awesome. I think I will probably get some more of this done tonight while I'm watching the football. Yeah, but so far it's going so well. I'm probably not going to have much time for anything else this week, but I don't care because this has been really productive and I'm absolutely loving it. Yeah, and it's really good to be able to use up some of this stash. So let's see how we go. Hopefully I will be back on tomorrow sometime, and I will give you another update. Good morning. We are Saturday mid-morning. Yeah, it's just after 11 o'clock. So I did a little bit more last night, and I've done a little bit this morning. This is my second last square. So after this one, I have 1 more to go that I need to turn into a 10 round granny square. But it's going really well. Some, as they evolve, now I think I have mentioned that I'm just trying to ensure that I don't have the same colour, like on the same round number throughout. I think there might be 2 squares where I might have the same number, but the same colour, but to be honest, I can ensure that they're not placed near each other, and I don't even think you'll be able to tell. So for the most part, they're all really super random. I definitely like some more than others, but that's just the way it is. I still think that they are going to look good together and time will tell. So at this stage, what my plan is to, once I finish the 10th square, I'm going to jump on over to Instagram, I think, in my stories, and I'm going to do a little poll just to try and help me. It's going to be very time sensitive because I'm not going to leave it up for very long because I want to start joining, but I want that poll just to get a little bit of feedback from some of my fellow crocheters as to what colour to join in. So I know I've been talking about that creamy natural colour, and I am still thinking about that. So I think that will be one option. White will be another. And then I'm also thinking, I had mentioned mustard as well. That would be really, really quite bold. And to be honest, I don't know. As much as I love mustard, I actually don't think it'll work with some of the squares, but we'll see. And the other option, I do have quite a nice dark grey. So that is what I'm thinking at the moment. But as I said, I'll be jumping over onto my Instagram stories. So by the time this video is up, this will all be null and void. But just so, I just wanted to sort of have you along so that you could see the process that I'm actually going through for this blanket. So yeah, I'm also still quite undecided, other than knowing that I want to do a join as you go. Once I get to the border, I'm not exactly sure if I'm just going to keep it in that colour or if I will add some rounds of, you know, some of the colours that I've used throughout the blanket. I guess that is going to depend on the size. For example, if I feel like I would like to have the blanket a little wider, because to be honest, I probably could have even added, instead of 3x4, I could have done 4x5, which would give me a really, really good size blanket. But to be honest, whilst I've really enjoyed this, I don't want to make another 8 squares. And as the week went on and I started to realize that this may be achievable in a week, now I really want to finish it. Therefore, 3x4 it is, because it would take me too long to do another 8 squares and I wouldn't have it done for this week's video. So, and look, I still think it's going to end up quite a good size blanket anyway. Yeah. And then I need to decide what I'm going to do. I quite like this one. Then I'm going to decide, do I want to sell it? Do I want to keep it? I do usually like to run, I don't know, up to 2 raffles a year over on my Facebook page. And they are I normally do that if I'm fundraising for a charity or a certain thing. And I do know that I do want to hold at least one raffle for my school. In 2025, I'm going to be sending a small group of students and staff for a humanitarian project where they will be building a house, a school. I'm not sure. I will look into that. They're going to be building something in Cambodia. So, and the kids have to raise quite a lot of money and in order to go on the trip. So yeah, I would like to be able to raise some money that can just go towards that trip. So yeah, that's what I will likely do. But whether it's this blanket or something else, I do not know. My last fundraiser was incredibly successful. That was for a student who was competing in the Youth Commonwealth Games last year. And it raised, I can't recall exactly, I'll look it up so I can have it on the screen, but well over $1,000, which was mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. But anyway, I'm rambling, but in my little ramble, I have actually finished this round, which means that this square is finished, and all I need to do, I know that I want to or need to border the next one in yellow, but I just need to, concentrate. I just need to work out what other colour to add in that hasn't been used on round 9, and then I will be able to finish that one. So it's all coming together. I've really, really enjoyed this blanket, I have to say, and I can't wait to see it finished. So I'm going to weave in these ends, and there's only a couple because I have been doing it as I go. And then I will hop back on when I have finished the 12th square. So I'll see you in a moment. I'm done, and I really, really am quite obsessed with them, even just the way that they're laying out here. Yeah, I'm also trying to take lots of videos and pictures and keep it for content, you know. But yeah, I'm going to take you into my spare room and lay them out and yeah, start planning out where I'm going to have them, in what order, and then I'll be able to, once I decide on the colour, start joining. So I'm on track. I think we're going to make it. Okay, so here we are in my spare room. Got my 12 10 round grannies, and I'm going to lay them out on the bed here and plan them out. Now, a few of the colours, for example, the red, the brown, even the pink and this darker, I don't know what you call it, like a bit of a lobster colour here. Some of those are quite bold, so I want to try and spread those out a little bit, but yeah, I'll just let this record while I plan away here and see what kind of fit I would like. So let's go. Okay, so this is what I have at the moment, and I think that works. What I have tried to do is to try and make sure there's not too much brown all in the one spot, and the same with the red. So I'm trying to make sure that, yeah, it's fairly evenly spread out, if you know what I mean. There are actually apps that you can use which help with this, with the process of sorting out your colours anyway. And in the future, I might even try that. I believe it's called Crochet Studio, but I will look into that and then I can do a separate video about that. But look, for the most part, I'm really quite happy with the randomness of this, and I think it works. Yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. So what I need to do now is to get myself sorted, pop on over to Instagram and do my poll so I can get some opinions on what colour I should use for the join. So that's where we're at. Yeah, I will return. Good morning. It is not even 7:30 Sunday morning. I'm usually up anyway. I've probably been up for about half an hour today, but I did start the joining. You can probably just see here, and clearly, as you would know, natural was the winner. It was actually quite close, so I'll pop a screenshot in here. I left the poll open for probably around 3 hours or so, and interestingly, natural was winning by a long shot, and then mustard started creeping up as well, actually. But if I'm honest, I think I secretly wanted mustard or pumpkin to win, but either way, look, I knew that natural would look good, and it does. I've got I've got 9 out of the 12 squares joined. I did that last night while I was watching the footy, while I was watching my beloved Roosters flog Manly, which made me very happy. Yeah, so I've just got to add these 3, which I'm going to do now, and then they'll be joined, and then I just need to continue to add to the border in its entirety. And I'm still not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the border, but I'm going to, as I usually do, work it out as I go, see what I feel it needs. Yeah, so this join as you go is pretty much exactly like what I did in my scarf tutorial, the one for this scarf here. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. The only thing that's going to be different is the joining when you get to this middle part here. But I will actually stop. I will stop, and then when I'm going to do one, I will actually record that for you and show you what I do there. And yeah, it's always really nice and neat, and I just love it. So yeah, sorry about the mess, the big mess here, but I was not going to get fully ready just for this. I just want to show you, so that's more important. Yeah, so let's go on adding these final 3 squares, and then as I said, I will stop, show you what I do in where the corners meet, and then yeah, we'll decide what to do on the border. Okay, I'm up to my section where I have 1 square meeting 3 others. It's the same if you just have, basically whenever your square is meeting another is when you would do this. Now ordinarily, as you're coming up the side, after you do your 3 double crochets, you slip stitch into the opposite space like I've done there. But when I get to the end, instead of slip stitching into this opposite one here, I'm going to be slip stitching to the opposite square into this little gap there on the opposite corner. So I will go ahead and do that. It's a little tricky now that my blanket is so large, but I will do it. I've actually changed my grip for a moment because that's just what's easier at this point in time. So I've done my 3 double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and then I'm going to go under and slip stitch, chain 1. That's secured now, and now I'm going to be working back along here, joining here to that side there. So go. Got to finish off the corner first. So another 3 doubles. And then I'm slip stitching into here and then continuing. I've done this method of joining for a very long time now, and I just find that it looks good and I find it easy to do. I love it. I love the satisfaction you get actually when you've made a heap of squares and then the blanket just comes together so quickly if you use this method. So we'll just pull that out there, and yeah, so this one is joined to the opposite one there, and here is joined to there. So there you go. It's nice and neat, and it's very, very secure. So there you go. Okay, we've made it all the way around. All the squares are joined, and it's going to be a bit hard to show, but you get it. Oh gosh, I love it. I love it already. So now I'm going to start with one round all the way around, just continuing with the granny stitches. So the three double crochets all the way along. When I get to when I get to where 2 squares meet, I'll be doing just 2 in each of the corners. No space, but just 2. I find that that works quite well. So I'm going to go ahead with that, and I will meet you back when I get all the way around, and then I'll take a look at it and decide whether I want to do another round. Okay, update time. I ended up doing 2 rounds of the granny stitch. Actually, once I went around, I did 1 extra round of the granny stitch, and then so far I've done 2 rounds of half double crochet. That's always one of my favourite ways to finish off a blanket, and I think this is going to probably be sufficient. I feel like I could add maybe 1 more, but I'm fairly happy with it actually. It obviously needs blocking, definitely needs blocking, but look, it's a really, really good size. It is probably, it's measuring probably around 87 centimetres wide and over 110 in length, so that's a really good size blanket. I've almost used the whole 200 grams of this natural colour. I do have more, and I'm going to need to access that because I don't think this is going to make it all the way around, but stay tuned for the very final reveal in a moment. Okay, so here we are. I did decide to add another round of half double crochets onto the border. I like a reasonably wide border because I just think it frames the blanket really well. To be honest, I probably could have even done more, but I think you know what I ended up with is just fine. So here we go. We have 12 10 round granny squares. I don't have the exact measurements, but the blanket's just under 90 centimeters wide and probably around about 112 centimeters long. So it's quite decent. It has not been blocked yet, so a good blocking will, you know, stretch out some of these little parts here from where I've done the join. But yeah, it's come up such a treat. I'm really, really, really happy with it. I'll pop some footage in here of it laying on my spare bed. But yes, I'm very, very happy with it. There is probably 210 grams of yarn just in the border alone. So I've done the so there's 2 rounds of the granny stitch in the natural there. One's when I did the join, and then I followed that up with another one. And then I've just done 3 rounds of half double crochet. This is US terms, of course. And in the corners here I just did 3 half double crochets in the middle one. You know what I mean. It's been a long day. But yes, I'm very, very happy with it. I will likely raffle this one off, I think, in a hope to raise a in the hope to raise quite hopefully a large amount of money for the humanitarian trip that I probably spoke about a little earlier for our school. So there you go. I did it. I did nothing else crochet related because, oh no, I did, sorry, beg your pardon. I did complete my week 8 square of my Year of Granny Squares Cal. This one was called Flower Field. I didn't love it. Yeah, I didn't love it, but I did get that done. It's the only other thing that I got done this week. You know, it's not surprising when I have to work and, you know, whatever, but it's pretty good. Yeah, So that's it. That's me this week. If you stuck around to the end, thank you very much. Throw me a pink heart or something like that. I always love to know how many people can manage to last the whole way through. But that's it. I'm pretty tired, actually. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty tired, but I am happy nevertheless. Thank you very much for being here. We'll probably be back to normal routine next week. Who knows? I might get some other crazy idea, so we'll see. But thanks for being here, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye for now.